Akko here again. Welcome back to FTB Wolf 1.7.10. I've made a few changes in my shabby thing here. I think I've made it quite a bit more robust. As you can see, I have actually made it so there's fans down there. I also didn't realise I only needed a third of the amount of fans I've got, because one fan will do 3 blocks wide. I could have had that. That's why I'm getting blown here by the one in the corner there. That's 4 blocks wide, I don't know. The block's still wider than this one block. I'm getting witchy, that getting no redstone from them. So I've changed a couple of things around. As you can see, I have put a 3 wide tunnel in there with fans every 7 blocks, and I've moved the grinder and the ender tank down to there. There is the odd explosion. I think the explosion's... oh, it's a splash potion, making things get angry. There's the odd thing that's not getting picked up by the grinder, so I may have to put a vacuum chest in there as well, just to pick up stuff off the floor, just in case I get an issue with entities on the floor. But as you can see, I've got a nice little production line of mobs getting chucked into there. I got rid of the button for the grinder, there was no need for it. And at the minute, I'm just letting everything go in there that I don't want. Yeah, see, look, glowstone from the witch. I'm going to want that even though there's not going to be much of it. So what I've done is I've changed it to black. I've changed the item conduit to the black setting there, channel black. So the grinder set to channel black. This is set to channel black with a priority of -1. And thirdly, I have put an extra conduit onto there. I've set that into black. Oh, I could have actually just put that as a black input, couldn't I? Because that's an output. Silly me. So I've done something wrong again there. I might need more filter space, so let me just turn it off for the time being, and I'll just change that. I may have to put that back on. It's a little bit slow and steady, but what it does, that keeps them coming to the grinder at a kind of nice pace when they're up and when it's all in full flow. Of course, you wouldn't be able to see in there normally. It's because I've got my night vision on, that you can see in there when it's turned on. You can see there it's turned off, of course, because the lights are on. Right, come here, you. Yeah, I think I can lose the odd bit that's coming through there. The odd bit of stuff that the witches drop. So what I can actually do is, if I, with my wrench, if I take this off, boop, and if I change that to in out, I want the out to have that on. No, wrong way. I want the in to have that on. So, right, I want the in to be black. There we go. So inputs from black, and it outputs. Because my ink sack's full, and because the squid just keeps pumping ink out, I keep having to chuck ink away. But as long as I've got a barrel of 64, I don't really mind. So yeah, I've had to add on bones and rotten flesh because they was like 16 and 13, so they was getting fuller in there. Now I am keeping them because at some point I plan to play around with nutrient distillation, and if you look at nutrient distillation, or if you look at uses for rotten flesh, you will see that there, the vat. So rotten flesh and various other things I can make nutrient distillation. Zombie brains can go in that as well. Netherwort or sugar on this side. And nutrient distillation could be used to power mob grinders and stuff. So I'm going to play around with the Ender IO mob grinders stuff just for the time being. I'm just using the one that I know until I get time to learn the one that I don't know, if that makes sense. So this, yeah, once I'm fully, I've upgraded this to a resonant and I enchanted it so it's really big. When I'm fully happy that everything going into here is stuff that I don't want to keep, then I'll change it for a trash can. But until that time, I suppose, glowstone and redstone. How many slots have I got left on that filter? So the filters are, of course, limited in number. So there we go. I can keep any glowstone that it produces, but I'll lose any redstone. So everything's going there, and as you can see, we've got nearly 1 million mob essence. So what I'm also going to do is see what issues get caused when I turn just observation room 1 on. And observation room 1 is with the skeletons. So that'll start using some of that mob essence. So this just goes straight into the chest there as well now, yeah. So come on, spawn. Why you not spawn? Hello. Oh. Thanks. So that's a nice slow spawn, but that'll hopefully get me some wither skulls. I do need more beacons. Saying that, I say I need more beacons. I probably never use the altar down below again, apart from if I need to make more archmage orbs. Dark, that just makes a change, doesn't it? So let's move on to the actual meat of the episode, if you will. You still got a hole in there. I am going to get onto, honestly I keep saying it, but I will get onto a plan logistics very soon. So I've done a bit of work in here. I've done a little bit off camera just to get my head round where things want to be, because I didn't want to spend too much time on camera. I've not put the red blocks in there yet because I need to work out if these can actually be moved with the frames. If they can, it's all good, and I need to move the block at this level so I can have the transmitter on it. If these can't be moved, I need another way of detecting this. I maybe have to turn it on and off manually. If these fall off, sometimes with the old frame stuff, some of the stuff would fall off. I haven't checked it yet, but depending on that, it's depending on where the red blocks are going to be. If that can be moved, the red blocks are going to be the same level as this. If they can't, they're going to be there. So I've not done that bit yet. But basically, what I've done is under here, I need night vision back on, which is why I'm wearing this armor. I have covered the bottom of this, and I've done it so all the things that are not meant to be touching are not meant to be touching, if that makes sense. And I have also made 2 sliders just to get my head around the position for them. I've got power going to them, so that there's a block that stops it going further than I want it to. And I have it so the up slider, which you can't see the up arrow because I've got things attached to both sides of it. These will eventually be conduits, of course, a redstone conduit just triggering off a timer for several seconds, how long it takes. But basically that's turned on. Let's turn that off. So if you turn that on, and in fact if you come up here, you shall see that the outer pillars are the only ones that I've automated so far, and they're going down to flat. So this is all going to go flat. And as you can see there, that bit blocks them. Let's turn that off. So that hazard blocks it from going lower than I want it to. So that's just a nice, easy, safety thing. And as you can see there, I've just connected the 4 pillars around. So these frames are touching these frames when it's fully up, but as long as everything is blocked off, and just so you're fully aware of what I mean, as long as everything is blocked off like that, then they don't touch each other. So this is also going to come down, but it's going to come down separate to that, because this needs to come down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 block 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 blocks. This is moving down, isn't it? Whereas this level is going to move down 1 block, which is why I've got it separate, because all these levels are going to move down a different amount of blocks, aren't they? So they come down 7, that's going to come down 1, they're going to come down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6. That's going to come down 2. You feel me? You feel me? So if we come in here, the Endarium production went pretty well. I actually ended up with 4 stacks of Endarium. I see I've used some. I've upgraded this. I still don't know if I believe this. Plus 45% secondary chance. It seems to be getting more, but it's not getting as much as I'd expect it to. So if that's got a base 10, that means I should have 55% chance. So 1 in 2 chance. If I am understanding it right, there's a good chance that I'm not understanding it right. But anyway, we've got a good 4 stacks of that, which is good. I have to make some more because I've got Resonant Ender in the cyclic assembler. In fact, I've got Resonant Ender everywhere at the minute. So I have made some Tesseract frames. I'm going to make a couple more because I'm certainly going to need a couple more. So for Tesseract frames, we need a diamond, and we need fused glass. I'm using the Ender IO stuff, which is just nether quartz blocks through the alloy smelter set into alloys mode. So that's right in it, yep. So 2 Tesseract frames, and then we put them into the fluid transposer with resonant ender. Then I'm going to need 8 of them and 8 of this Tinker's alloy ingot. And that lets me, where you go, there's one. What that lets me do is make these into actual tesseracts rather than just tesseract frames. One slow coach. I'm fairly confident the explosions are alright. I think they're just them other creepers, teleporty ones. Got no other skeleton skulls yet. I hope that's set up right. Is that actually going anywhere? Oh, they're still spawning, so something's happening. So I presume the goodies from them are going somewhere. There we go. So we've got 2 tesseracts. Wonderful. Which of course don't stack. And then into my thermal expansion thing here. Oh, they do. Tesseract. Oh right, I've got a way to make them into frames in here. So they don't stack, of course. Right. So then frame pusher is just Endarium gears, Endarium nuggets, and Invar. So that's pretty straightforward. So we can have more of them. So that's right. The tesseracts don't stack, do they? So I've got enough for not as many as I wanted. So I think I'm going to need at least 2 more of these, so I'll get 2 more mid later. And then frame slider is just lapis, and that signalum that signalum, I'm guessing that's called, that I made yesterday. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there we go. We've got 6 frame sliders made, 8 in total. So now I need to go and do the next level of this. So the next level I'm going to do, because these need to come down further than the rest, I'm going to do it on these. So what I'm going to do, the way I was going to do it is I'm going to work around the edge so I don't get too cluttered in any one corner. And basically what I need to do is, shall I keep it here? I'll keep it over this corner. Don't want it over this corner. Yeah, my only issue is if I get too cluttered in one corner, then it might get a bit confusing, but I'll stick in this corner for now. So what I'm going to do is, so that needs to be able to come down at least 2. 1, 2, yeah, so 1. So the highest I can have this is there, because that has to have a gap of 2 above it. Yeah, makes sense. And then right click on the side that you want. So right clicking on the side moves the thing away from you, or toward you, see? So I want to click on that side to move it inwards there, and this is going to be the up one. So now shift clicking on this side will rotate that, so down, up. Cool. So that's all good. Now I'm going to want at least 1 more here. We're going to want more than 1 anyway, but at least 1 more here. And good practice I found is to do all the sides as soon as you put a couple of things down. And then we're going to have this guy 1 lower, like so. No, I actually want him lower, because I'll tell you for what, I like to have that so that it can't go higher than I want it to. If you know what I mean. Stop. So I actually want that there. I'm talking balls. I'm talking balls because it's going to go lower than that anyway. This bit underneath the frame is going to go lower, so that can go there. That's fine. Should have back up. There we go. So there, and that's actually going to be the up one, isn't it? That's up. And that one's down. Right, cool. So there's that bit and that bit sorted. My only issue, see this one, if I bring this one up, you'll see what I mean. This goes up and now it's gone beyond that, so that can't go up anymore because it's got no frame to push, which is what I meant by about having that underneath the bottom of where it wants to be, if you know what I mean. I think you know what I mean. I think, yeah, that should be alright, because I'll probably have to get rid of this one once I've got the next bit connected. That's what I come down to. So yeah, I think I'm good. I apologise if I'm confusing you. I am confusing myself quite a bit as well. So these need power. That's the next thing to do. So let's keep this as simple as possible and just come straight across. So there. So now they're powered. Excellent. And now I need to work out how many blocks I need to come down. Yeah, I'll be able to get rid of that one. I'm certain of it, because in fact, let's just take that back off now. And I'm going to block that bottom frame, because we're not going to have a frame on there. We are going to have one on there, so I can actually unblock that one. But not to worry about that just yet. So levers for now. As I said, redstone conduit later. And there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it needs to come down 5. That's 4, and I need to go 1 lower. Yes, so that needs to come down 5. I suck at pressing my spacebar, I really do. So 5, cool. So that is where I want the hazard block. Let me grab a hazard block to make sure it doesn't go any lower. And that's the reason for blocking the bottom off, because I don't want it to stick to the hazard block. If I didn't block the bottom off, it would just stick to that and pull it back up with it. So now I can come back up, and once this gets to its final position, so it can't go any further because there's no block there, that's right. And if we come up here, we should see that it's in the right position. That's right, cool. That's all good. Next then, we need to connect these to the other 3 pillars. So the first thing I need to do with that is unblock the sides that I want touching on these 3 pillars. So there and there. And now I can connect them, which at the minute are not touching anything else, so that makes things a bit easier. So I don't have to set the sides up top. But now I need to make sure I blank all them off. So I'll cut camera, I'll get all this blanked off, and then we'll move all 4 at once. I've actually changed my mind. In the interest of keeping this as compact as humanly possible, I'm actually going to have these connected up here, which brings us an issue, which means I want to put these blocks in there, but I want to have them 2 sides blocked off. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'll connect to that. So I'm going to connect there to there instead. So I need the top and the south sides disconnecting. So I'll actually be able to get rid of these. And I'll just come back on camera quickly to show you, because another nice little feature is I showed you that you can set the sides. If you remember yesterday, not yesterday, last episode. I stopped saying yesterday, now I'm doing 2 series again. So I can set the sides like that. But I've also got all them ones that I've pulled off there that I've all got the side set in your crafting frame. Lovely. Beautifully thought out mod. Close on all sides. Just resets them to empty frames. So that's nice and easy as well, isn't it? So I'll do it again then. I'll get these set up, and we should be able to move all 4 of them pillars along with all 4 of them pillars at the same time. Okay, lovely. They both work then. So they're both down in their down position, and you can see level with the floor and level with the floor. So if I turn them back up, I just tried connecting redstone conduit, and unfortunately the redstone conduit does not connect to the frames sliders. Well, that's a bit of a shame. So I was going to do it with different coloured channels on that, but I may have to do it with the uninsulated ones. That should still work. And just have to make sure the cables don't touch each other. Make it a bit messier, but under here it doesn't really matter about being messy, does it? So if I turn them both on, push them up, and then we fly up here, if I can get through there. We'll see them both come back to the proper positions. Excellent. And you can tell if they've come to the positions by seeing a little graphic there because that means it's working. Because this is an arch-made job, it'll only work in a tier 5 alter, so you can tell just by the little graphic there that your alter's back together. Wonderful. So next then is this first inner layer, which is these two, and I'll get that set up so that needs to come down one block, so that's going to be straightforward, just bringing it down one, and then it gets a bit messy as you get inside because things get a little bit tighter. And I'll also make a little frame setup to test this out if this moves. Okay then, I've run into a little problem. First of all, last episode I made a fuss about making the thermal foundation nugget. You can use a Yeti wrench. Yeti wrench works fine for this, so I'm guessing Omni wrench will work fine as well, and possibly other wrenches. So there's no need to do that. I'll comment the other video. I think the other video is not uploaded yet, but I'll comment the other video and turn that off. Now this works, but we've got another issue. So you can actually move the comparator. You can move the comparator and the transmitter, but the comparator has to be on a rune, of course. And because I suppose I could start uglying it up and have a frame up here that technically the comparator's against. I don't really want to do that, if I'm being honest. So I am just going to have this manually set. I've got a life pool of 10 million, so it's not like I need to have it fully automated. I can just turn it on and off as need be. So I am going to get rid of that, and that, and that, and that. And I'm going to have my thing on manual, the turning on and off of the ritual. So yeah, that's okay then, isn't it? As you can see, I've done the next level. I did have an issue in under here. I did do something wrong under here as well, because, you know, that's what I do. I had this. I'll put all these back up. So I've done that one over there, so I've just dropped a little 2 prongs down, because that only has to move one, doesn't it, if you remember. So that goes up and down one, that's easy enough. So I just put a little nub off the bottom there. The issue that I had, I had this frame slider right up against that, so this one couldn't come down, so I had to move these two down one, which meant I had to move, I had an extra one on there, and I've moved that down one. So this can go back up and this can go back up. Excellent. So they all work. So yeah, now I just have to decide what to do with a comparator thing. So now I know what I'm doing with that. I can do the next level, and of course, then this is the central one. The central one has to come one lower than the one around it. So I need to sort that out as well. So I was just messing around. I've put them back to where they should be, and yeah, I'll get the next level done, which I think is this one, isn't it? This level here. Okay then, I am about ready to go with that over there. I just want to jump in here first so and let you see how this is going on. It can't quite keep up by the look of it. There's generally a bit of a gaggle down in the bottom there, so there's maybe a bit too much case there for one grinder. But it seems to be going alright. There was an explosion earlier when I was watching it that knocked one of the red alloy wires off the fan behind there. So that fan had stopped blowing, so there was all just stuck over here. And I did have an issue with the power run out, so I don't know what's going on with that, but I moved it so there's a trash can down there now. So it's just spinning a lot of good stuff, to be honest, but at this point it's just easy to bin it than to deal with it, you know. So I'm letting it go down the drain. Like all that gold stuff I could feed into a smeltery and get it smelted into gold, which I may do once I make a smeltery, but for now, I can always turn this on when I've got a smeltery and get a lot of gold then. At the minute, I'd rather not deal with it because as mentioned, my sorting system isn't very robust. And check that out, kind of 2.6 million. So that's working really nice. Yeah, the issue that I may have with it is, see, these are real low at the minute. I came across here about an hour ago, and these were both empty, so they've not triggered the pulse. Again, that's still a bit of a shabby way of doing it, I think. Right, let's step over here then. So I've got it sorted. I've got it all done, and you can wrench. I said that the redstone conduit didn't connect to the things. It actually does. You just need to wrench it onto it. So I've wrenched it. I've put redstone conduit on all these. How much power we've got in there? We've got enough for a demo still. It's getting low, that, isn't it? Oh, it's empty. Well, I best get that filled up. Because this isn't part of my main power thing, I'm probably going to wire it to solars outside. I've had 3 solars in my bag for a while that I'm not getting any use. Let me. This will actually fill up from that guy. I should do. That's pretty slow though. Let's say just bang him onto the power. There you go. Let that fill up. There should be enough power in them to do a demo anyway, so it should be fine. Let's see. So what I've done is connected to each of the sliders is a redstone conduit. The ones that bring it down are red because they turn it off. The ones that turn it on are green because they turn it on. I thought keep it intuitive as I can. So you can see there's a green one on all the ones that push the things up. Got a bit messy around here. It got a bit tight for space. This is the middle shaft, and that's the 3x3 around it to bring down the edge here. It's all good. I'm hoping. I mean, this is still early. I think it's beta, the funky locomotion mod. I'm hoping he does it so you can actually disguise these as any other block at some point. I'm sure he will, because DW20 is a genius. So I'm sure he will do that. That should be off. Let's turn that off. So how I'm going to do it, I've got some redstone here, some toggle latches and timers. I've got a setup. I don't know if to do it out here on the wall or do it hidden on the way. I think I'll do it out here on the wall. I like these things showing. I don't mind the look of them. So how I'm going to do it is when you turn the green lever, when you turn the red lever on, sorry, the first thing it's going to do is it's going to telepose my altar over here all the way, because I wanted it flat. I didn't want the altar buried, if you know what I mean. So what's going to happen is the teleposer there is going to be at the top of the thing. So when it's going to be off a button, so there'll be a button on the wall here. You press the button. First thing that happens is that teleposes away, and then what happens is all these guys just fall down into the floor. Look at that, smashing. And basically, it's just a floor now. It's kind of hidden in plain sight altar, if you will. So there we go. That's turned off. So obviously it's on a button, so that's why I've got timers. It's just going to run for as long as it needs. It's probably about 6 seconds, I think, in it. And then press the button again. It'll turn it on, which will bring them all back up. And finally, once the teleposer's in the right place, actually I could have done that together because I brought the teleposer to the same height, haven't I? I have made that more complicated than it needed to be. I could have connected that all as one because they come to the same height. I could have saved two. I'll probably do that off camera. I'll probably make that a bit more efficient, and then that goes up there. Because I changed the way that was late in the game, I changed the way that I was going to telepose the altar off. So that is actually surplus. In fact, I could probably keep them two, is probably the best, and that there's surplus. All I need to do is connect that to these, because the one under there is not connected. So yeah, I'll do that as well. So I'll get the control sorted, and it should be just on a button press when you come back. And there we go. It's pretty pointless, all this. I mean, you could just turn the ritual off with a lever. But what is Minecraft's not about messing about? What is it about? Back in a bit. Yeah, I think I'm done then. Right, what I've done is I have messed around a bit. I've tidied up that bit in the middle. It makes it look a lot neater as well. Getting rid of them extra two sliders there. I keep forgetting the name of them. So all my sliders are pretty much the same. The left side is the down, and it's one block above the right. So it's I think pretty clear to understand. So if you download the world, once I put the upload up again at 30, and you want to have a look at this, I think it'd be pretty easy to work out what's going on. Now I did have a bit of issue sending a pulse to turn this on through the conduit. It kept flickering, which was meaning it was trying to go up and down at the same time. So I've got rid of that by using a wireless redstone. Even though I'm only going from there to there, I'm using a wireless redstone because wireless gives a real clean pulse that just flicks the toggle. So as you can see there, flicking a toggle switch sends the thing up. I'll explain this in just a second. So there we go. And then at the end you hear the teleposer go and put the altar back up there. So basically what happens is your signal, which is over there, which I'll show you how we trigger that in a minute, is sent, which flicks this toggle switch. So at the minute the toggle switch is powering that way. So if it got a pulse, it'd flick it that way. So there's two things. The first thing it does is send a pulse to the teleposer to telepose the altar away. So that's what this line is here. That's just a pulse for me. If you do that with a solid wire, it keeps it turned on, and it feeds back to the other one, which is to take the alter back. So that needs to be a pulse former there. So if you come along here, you go to another toggle switch. So turning that on flicks this toggle switch, which releases the timer, which goes for 7 seconds, then flicks this, which turns that switch back off. So that's just basically a timer with a set with a reset on it. And for that 7 seconds while that's on, this is powered, which is the red, which brings the alter down. So pretty much that bit there, that the toggle and the timer is just to reset after 7 seconds. So that's just a basic reset. There's probably a block that does that, but I don't know enough about them. There's blocks that I know and like, and there's blocks that I don't know and have kind of ignored. So that sends power for 7 seconds. The 7 blocks of height is the longest one, which is the outside pillars. So 7 seconds is needed, and there we go. That's that side. And then when it flicks the other way, the only difference is the other way is instead of pulsing the teleposer before it gets to here, it pulses the teleposer after. So it does it 7 seconds. Then when it resets and flicks the toggle switch off, it also pulses the teleposer. Make sense? So if come down so you can actually see it in action. So you hear the pulse, that's going round, so this is turned on, which means it's coming down, and then that's going to pulse and reset that, so it's turned it off again, so it's turned off, and it's all down. And then if you do it on that side, pulse, you can see it going up, timer going round, and then this time when it resets, it's going to pulse the teleporter at the end. There you go. So that is basically it. I've got a energy cell here, and I'm just using some of the solar panels. Because this is not part of my processing, I don't mind using solar panels on it. I've had some solar panels in my bag since I did the quarrying. When I get quarrying again, and speaking of that, I've quarried in this base and I've been good for resources, not had to quarry since. I've just got 3 solar panels there. Since I last quarried, I've had like 11. I started with 11 solar panels in my bag. I'm gradually whittling them down. There's 3 left in there, so I've been spreading them around the base. But my main power is not going to be solar, but little stuff like the pneumatic craft is solar. The farm there, the XP farm is solar, and the clay up there is solar. So there's little bits spread about. Right, and then the last thing, I'm not sure if I like this here, by the way, when the altar comes across here. The last thing is, how do you trigger this up above? Well, you trigger it by putting a sword in there. You take your sword back out. So I might move that somewhere else. Because this is on a wireless, I could just put it. So you have to put a sword in when you come in, or have it so it opens the door as well when I get doors in, I don't know. But there we go, that's, I think, all done. All I need to do is get some blood bricks and cover that hole up. What do you reckon? Bit different, isn't it? So hopefully the episode wasn't too boring. It's just me messing around really, and I just felt like doing it after I saw the comment on a different video. That's maybe, if I've maybe been a bit out of order there, pinching an idea off someone's comment that went on my video. If you think I'm out of order, let me know. I apologise. I only thought of it after I'd already started doing it. The comment wasn't meant for me, but I've taken the idea and run with it. So I hope no one's offended that I pinch an idea off someone else's video comments. Right, thank you as always for watching. I shall see you soon. Cheers. Bye.